When using the built-in plot function, MATLAB gives us the ability to customize several aspects of the way that our function is shown. First, we can change the color of the line that's being drawn. Second, we can change the thickness of the line. And third, we can change the line itself. Rather than using a continuous line, we could use a dashed line or a dotted line or even several other symbols for our function. So let's take a closer look at customizing the line specifications of the built-in plot function. Here I'm going to demonstrate the process of customizing the line specifications for the built-in plot function. I've already started this script here that I'll use for this video and subsequent videos about labeling the axes of a plot and also creating multiple plots. To begin with, I've initialized some example variables. I have an array X with the values 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and an array Y with the values 2, -4, 12, 5, and 11. Then I call the built-in plot function, which will open up a new figure window and plot X versus Y. I'll run the script. We can look at the result. By default, we're using a continuous blue line to connect the elements of our arrays. What we're going to do next is change the way that this line is drawn or how it's displayed. What we'll do is go to this plot function where we have these input variables and use an additional input variable. To begin with, let's change the color of this line. Instead of being blue by default, let's change it to red. The way that this works is we're going to use a string as the input variable. And for red, we'll just use the single character R in between quotations. Now we can run the script and see that we have changed the color of our line. There are also other colors. For instance, green uses the letter G, and black uses the letter K. There are also many more different color options that you have. You can find more information in the MATLAB documentation about this. So besides just changing the color, we can also change the line from being a continuous line to being other symbols. So for instance, we can make it a dashed line. This is going to be where we're still using a string as the input variable, but here we're going to put in 2 dashes. We run it. You can see that it's no longer a continuous line, but rather a dashed line. We can also put in a colon, which is going to make it a dotted line. Besides these dashes and dots, there's also a way to change the symbol for the elements that are actually being plotted. So as an example, I put in an asterisk, run the script, you'll see that we are just plotting using this star or this asterisk, the points on our line. Let me show you then how you can combine together both the color and then the type of line that you'd like to plot. So as an example, let's say we'd like to make the color of the line red and then also make it a type of line that alternates between dash and dot. So the way this will work is we'll put in the dash and then dot, all in a single string. MATLAB will interpret this entire string about the color information and also the line type. Run the script and look at the result. So now it's red and also a line that alternates between these two symbols. The next thing I'll show you is how we can change the line width. So this is going to be where we put in additional input variables. We'll have another comma and then more input variables here. So the first thing we'll put in is tell the function that we like to adjust the line width. Put that in a string. So in between single quotations, we have line width, capital L, capital W with no space in between. Then we put another comma and we'll have another additional input variable in this case, and we'll put in a number here for the thickness of that line. I'll run the script. We can look at the result. In this case, 4 has made the line thicker. We can try out other ones as well. From 1, thinner, and even higher. How about 6? So now I've demonstrated several different things about changing the line specifications. How you can change the color, how you can change the symbol, and also how you can change the line width.